All right, guys, we are live. So we have a bunch of different Z06 stuff to talk about today and a little bit of just base C8 stuff. But for those of you out there who have reached out to me within the last day, and I've gotten probably 20 emails at least on this about the Z06 being canceled. We're going to talk about this because for those of you wondering, is the Z06 actually canceled? No, it's not. 100%. It is not canceled. So if you guys are worried about the Z06 and whether or not it's actually coming, it still is. Do not fear. It is not canceled. I have a couple people in the comment section already wanting to make sure that we have good news for the Z06 today, and we do. So right off the bat, the very first bit of really good information is the Z06 is not canceled. If you guys read that, it's actually because of an April Fool's Day joke. Some couple different websites put together a thing thinking it would be funny for April Fool's Day to say that the Z06 was canceled. Chevy couldn't afford to continue with it, blah, blah, blah. It's not canceled. The Z06 is not canceled. Guys, some YouTubers went crazy with the clickbait and with the April Fool's Day stuff. The car is not canceled. Repeat, Z06, it's still coming. It is not canceled. What's up, Shane? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Why no one else talking about how uncomfortable the C8 is? Honestly, Kev, I thought the car was very comfortable. I took it from PA all the way to the Florida Keys and back and had no issues with comfort. So maybe it's just you. Blue Vet, thanks, man. I'm so glad that you're tuning in. That's awesome to see you on here. Frank Smoke, how you doing? William Richardson, what's up, guys? Again, seeing a lot of the same names popping up on here. That's awesome. That means we're building a community, which is exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah, I agree. It is a very extremely comfortable car in my experience. So, yeah, guys, for those of you tuning in, we're going to start off this live video with a bit of information about the Z06 and the fact that it was not canceled. Some people put out an April Fool's Day joke, and then some YouTubers went crazy with clickbait. It's not canceled. The car is still coming. It's 100% on track, and we're going to actually talk about just how on track it is today because there's some good information showing that the car is coming along quite nicely, and it's going to arrive probably relatively soon. So, yeah, I actually got a call from a couple different people, like I said, emails and a phone call, wanting to know what was up with this car because they thought it was canceled. And I want you guys all to know, only April Fools. It is not canceled. Happy to hear that. You know, I would have been pretty upset, I'll be honest. I read that article, and within 10 seconds, I was like, oh, okay, it's April Fool's Day. But some of the YouTubers waited until the very last second in their video to talk about the fact that it was an April Fool's Day joke. And most people don't watch every minute of every video, so a lot of people didn't think it was a Fool's Day joke. Jason, front seat drivers on here, guys. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you didn't do a clickbait April Fool's video, C corner speed. That's why I follow you. I appreciate it, Frank. Honestly, that is exactly why I didn't do one. I had a feeling that everybody that wants legitimate information and a no frills type approach to news is where that kind of stuff, that's where my channel comes in. That's what I wanted to do from the very beginning, which is why I didn't run with any kind of crazy April Fool's Day joke stuff. And I mean, honestly, anybody who sees a ridiculously titled video on April Fool's Day, for the most part, it's going to click in your head pretty quick that it's an April Fool's Day joke anyway. So I really don't see the point of even doing it. But some people do, and some people went crazy with it. And because of that, I had a bunch of questions driven to my channel, which is actually a good thing for me, I guess, because I got to answer it for you guys. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to do any kind of April Fool's Day stuff like that. I think it's kind of dumb. But Red Stingray Corvette, what's up, man? Been a new viewer as of 6 months ago. I was at Road Atlanta in November 19 when the C8R was released, and that's when I knew the Z06 was going to have a flat plane crank. 100% the driver mod, I agree. As soon as the C8R came out, I knew the same thing because the C7R mirrored the C7 Z6 pretty well, or I guess vice versa. But either way, you can follow a trend with GM. They follow the same trend with all of their release schedules. So whenever the C8R came out, I already knew that's what the C8 Z06 was going to try to model itself after. So, guys, already, right off the bat, we got the very first super chat from Grandpa Barney. He says, "That is a bad joke. Love your show. It's my favorite. Thank you, sir. Love your info and appreciate your thoughts. Rock on, my brother." I appreciate that, Grandpa Barney. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thanks for being part of the live video. And with the super chats, guys, it really does help the channel a lot. It helps, goes right back into the channel and makes sure that I can continue to bring these kind of information, these informational videos to you guys. We'll do live videos. We'll have awesome cars on the channel. It's definitely going to go right back into the channel. Okay, so I'm going to turn away from the chat for 1 second, guys, because I want to get into some of the information that we have today. Other than the guys tuning in right now, the Z06 has not been canceled. There was some April Fool's Day joking and some serious YouTube clickbaiting from some YouTubers. Don't worry, the Z06 is on track. We're going to talk about just how on track it is here in a second. But for now, I'm going to flip you around to the browser, and we're going to show you one of the bigger pieces of information for the C8 Corvette right now is that the orders are actually up 33% for the first quarter as of 2022 versus last year, 2021. So we have 33% more C8 Stingray sales orders being fulfilled than it was in the first quarter of 2021. Now, we can go a little bit more into detail with this stuff, guys. This is from our friends over at the midenginecorvetteforum.com. They came up with all of the numbers, and they're all legit. They have been actually verified to be accurate. So, like I said, we now have 8,811 units for the 2022 year for the C8 Corvette. Now, that's 33% higher than it was in the first quarter of 2021, which means we're moving in the right direction. We're getting to the point where these cars are going to be starting to get churned out at the rate that GM wants them to be churned out at. That's pretty much it for this particular piece of information. It is a really, really exciting piece, though, guys, because this is indicating good things for even the Z06 to come. Because if they can keep up with the Z06 or the C8 orders, they can hopefully keep up with the Z06 orders. So, what do you guys think about this? Who out there right now is still waiting for a C8, a base C8? Let me know in the chat if you're waiting for a base C8 right now. In the meantime, I'm going to come back to the chat here. William Richardson says, has anybody come up with some kind of film to cover the aluminum pieces underneath the vents and display screen? Yes, actually. William, if you want to shoot me an email, I can actually send you a link straight to it. It is actually a really neat piece of carbon fiber, actually. It's real carbon, too. I was going to put it in my car, but I ended up selling it literally right around the same time I was going to get that piece. Shats72 says, Justin, have you ever considered radio? You have that voice. I appreciate that, Shats. You're actually the third person since I've started YouTube that has told me that. Maybe I should pursue something along those lines. Bull Run. Okay, what's up, man? I'm thanks for tuning in. I'm always happy to hear from friends. He says, had to goofy to. I'm not sure what that means. Basically, you had to not be all with it, I guess, to believe they canceled the Z06. I don't think that they specifically said they canceled it, but they were kind of like running behind to the point where they were going to possibly cancel it. I don't know. The whole April Fool's Day thing just doesn't really click with me, but any idea when the 2023 C8 builder will be up and running? It should be any day now. It was originally supposed to be up on the 24th. I'm kind of surprised, or are you talking about the Z06? Shane. Oh, William says, I've seen the fake carbon fiber trim, but I was hoping for something else. Actually, William, the ones that I'm talking about are not fake. They're actually real pieces of carbon fiber. Blue Vet says, you do things the right way, Justin. I appreciate that. I try to, only because it's exactly how I would want it done. If I was looking for information on the internet, I would not want to come across a bunch of fake videos, just someone looking for clicks or looking to have some laughs. I want information in a way that is direct to the point and, solid info. Kev's World says, I follow you and I'm happy you open to shop in Fort Lauderdale, you're definitely going to have my business. We definitely appreciate that, Kev. You can come by anytime. We are more than happy to take a look at your car. So Larry Anthony, guys, the number 2 Super Chat donator on the channel tonight, he says, thanks for the solid commentary on this riveting subject. You're absolutely welcome, Larry. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you tuning in. Every little bit helps, and thank you again. I mean, like I said, all of this is going to go right back into the channel, so you guys are literally helping the channel grow. All right, so I'm going to flip it around here one more time, guys. We have a couple more things to talk about. Obviously, we talked about the 33% more for 2022 than what happened in 2021, which is awesome. That means we're moving in the right direction. So next is going to be a right-hand drive C8 Z06 convertible. And you see that ITW up there, that means in the wild. So this thing was photographed actually out and about. And you can tell from the picture there, it is a right-hand drive option car, which means the Z06 will be getting sold overseas, just like the base C8. And the GM has set it up in a way that these cars can be easily converted to a right-hand drive option versus leaving all that cost on the people overseas to do themselves. So if you guys aren't familiar, the C7 didn't really have a right-hand drive option, and anybody who wanted it over there had to import it and then put a good bit of money into it to get it to be a right-hand drive option car. So GM has taken that out of the mix at this point. They're making it so you can have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. So again, guys, this is from the midenginecorvetteforum.com. You can read through there's a lot to read about here, but for the most part, there's one solid takeaway, and that is that the right-hand drive option is now available. So, well, I'm sorry, it's not available yet, but it will be for the Z06. It is with the base C8, but it will be with the C8 Z06 as well. So let's take a look here. We're going to come back to the chat for a quick second. Grandpa Barney says, you rock, Larry, for him donating to the Super Chat. That is amazing, guys. Thank you so much. One Super Chat to another Super Chat talking about how much that guy rocks. I love that. You guys, you all rock. I'll be honest with you. You guys are great. I appreciate all the support so much, it's not even funny. JD Tank Video says, you have the totally awesome YouTube channel and awesome vehicles on your YouTube channel. Keep it up, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Jack Martin says he has a 2022 C8 target production week 418. Okay, you're coming up on it then. Got 15 more days. I bet you're excited. That's a heck of a car. You're going to love it. Driver Mod says, I just started seeing these things at Cars and Coffees and in the wild and more importantly on the track. Yeah, that's awesome. Shane says, we still can't build the base model 70th anniversary. Huh. Okay. Well, GM was supposed to have that out originally on the 24th of March. I'm assuming with everything in the world right now, there's probably delays stopping them from making it live. Hang in there, though. It's coming. Rick Hatfield says, great channel, HPO. You're always ahead of the curve, and it's much appreciated. Thank you, Rick. Red Stingray, I'm waiting for a base C8. They told me we're up 600 cars in the first allocation. Nice. Kev's World. Number 4 or number 3 today on the Super Chat. Thank you, Kev. I appreciate that so much. And then Brian is number 5 with the Super Chat today. Guys, we've already gotten a bunch of Super Chats rolling in here. I appreciate all of this support, guys. I want to make it as known as possible that the Super Chats go right back into the channel. So anything you donate is definitely working towards future channel growth. So I appreciate that so much. Brian says he contacted Mike at Click Lewis this week. Hopefully I can secure it 2023 this year. He says they are waiting on allocations before adding people to a list. That is most likely the case because as of right now, no one knows how many allocations for the Z06 any dealership is going to get. And with that said, you could get 1, you could get 500. So there's no point in putting 500 people on a list when you may only get 1 car. Now, if you contact another dealership and they're more than willing to take your money and put you on a list, so to speak, I kind of have questions about that dealership. I'll be honest, those dealerships do not seem overly genuine to me, because there's no way that they can put you on a list without knowing their own allocations. Jason says, I have a voice for Braille. All right, guys, so we're going to move on to the next bit of information here. We talked a little bit about the right-hand drive Z06 convertible being on the way, and it's been spotted already. So let's move on to the next one, which is the big one for today. This is the information that any of you guys that are excited about C8 Corvette Z06s, this is the information you should get excited about. And that is that captured test fleet vehicles now exist. There is actually 36 of them in the wild, meaning we're going to go over it a little bit more in a second, because John on the Mid-Engine Corvette forum actually spells it out in a really easy to understand way. So you have your typical C8 Z06s, which are the ones that are going around to the dealerships right now. Those are actually EX vehicles. That means they're going to be crushed. Those vehicles are not going to be sold. They're not going to mean anything to anybody. They're going to be crushed. Now we have captured test fleet vehicles being tested. And actually, I put out a video yesterday with Taj was driving one of them. So the car is that much closer to being a production car. After captured test fleet, we go right into actual production. So we're getting closer to the production of these cars. Now, I want to read this for you from John, because he spelled it out in such a perfect way. It makes it really obvious what's happening here. So as you guys can see here, Taj spotted in the wild Z06 thanks to Horsepower Obsessed. So this was a little clip I put up on YouTube, and it was just a little video of Taj driving around a red Z06. It wasn't even a Z07 package car. But what was noted is that it's a captured test fleet car. So it's not your typical EX car that's going to be crushed. This one will actually be tested and can be sold after they're done testing it. Now, we're going to scroll down here a little bit to where John talks about what a captured test fleet is. He says this is after the EX, or experimental cars. An EX must go to the crusher, whereas the CTF, or captured test fleet, can be saleable, meaning it has been made with tested and ready for customer production cars. And it meets all federal safety standards. That its parts have individually met production standards. Yet there will be some more minor refinement of individual parts for appearance or otherwise. And yes, there will still be some software upgrades as this and that get further tested and tweaked. And yes, there will be some further fit and finish tweaking. But for the most part, CTF are fully saleable cars and perhaps 98% completed in many ways. It's actually probably a little higher than that. It's probably more like 99.5, because the only real differences at this point are going to be tiny software tweaks that aren't going to affect the way the car looks or really how it drives for the most part. So I really like the way John went into the detail here, because captured test fleet doesn't really make a lot of sense whenever you just hear the words captured test fleet. What does that mean? Well, like he said, it's that much closer to being a production car. So this red one you see sitting here, this was actually an EX vehicle. Or actually, I'm sorry, this is the captured test fleet vehicle. You can actually see it in the mirror or the window up here at the top right. It looks like a real little greenish sticker that says CTF. That means that car is as close to production ready as possible. So, guys, like I said, I want to make it very obvious. This is a lot bigger news than it sounds. The car has moved past the experimental phase. It's now in a captured test fleet, meaning this thing is about ready to be sold. What comes next is, of course, the production-ready cars, which is the stuff you and I can buy. So, we're good. So Mike says you can enter the 70th anniversary C8 Corvette sales. I think he knows you can enter it. You just can't see it on the actual online builder. So guys, again, Mike Matarazzo is here on the chat yet again to help support the channel and help make sure that all this information is spot on accurate. So say hi to Mike Matarazzo in the chat if you guys are in there. And yeah, Frank Smoke says, hit the like button, guys. We got 120 some watching. go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. It helps the channel and it helps circulate this information out to everybody else as well. So guys, like I said, captured test fleet vehicles have been spotted in the wild. You can actually see one of them right on my channel if you want to take a look at the little YouTube shorts that I created. It actually will show you the car being driven around by Taj himself. And these things are one step away from showing up in your driveway at this point. So definitely awesome. All right, so Carrie, you already have your car. I know your name is actually Doug, but Carrie Glock, you already have your car, right? I'm pretty sure Blackout Tinting did the work for you. If that's the case, did you get the rear parking sensors, or how is that working for you? I know you had a question about that before. Okay, so Carrie says he did not get the rear parking sensors. Now, you should have gotten a credit for $50 from GM, correct? And they will install them later once they're available. Is that right? Shane, Mike Matarazzo is a super, super duper busy guy, so I guarantee you he will reply to your email. It might just be a little bit. All right, Carrie. So Carrie confirmed, and that's what I thought. As of now, if you go to order a C8, base C8 Corvette, it's going to tell you that the rear parking sensors are not available. They're going to give you a $50 credit, and then you can actually take it into the dealership and have those sensors installed after the fact if you want to do that. That's pretty cool. I guess if they have to go that route, that's probably the best way to do it. But nevertheless, it's been confirmed by Carrie Glock on the chat here. Doug says R22 came in without sensors 3 weeks ago, but we did get the credit as well, so there's another confirmation. Yep, $50 credit for retrofit. Where are the press Z06 cars? So those are probably coming within, if I had to guess, within the next week. Now that we're at captured test fleet vehicles, those cars are going to be made very shortly afterwards because people, the high-end reviewers like Motor Trend and stuff like that are going to be getting the cars really soon, if I had to guess. I saw a question in here. Okay, so Scott says, Justin, in the past, the captured test fleet vehicles were produced just before the summer shutdown, driven during the 2-week shutdown, and then the engineers would meet and discuss any quality issues. Yeah. So that's pretty much what the captured test fleet is at this point. It is basically a production-ready car, but they're still working out any last-second bugs. Hopefully we don't have any further shutdowns at this point, but nonetheless, that is what they're doing. They're driving them to see how they feel about them and work out any last-second bugs. All right, guys, so number 6 with the support today is Great White North Corvette. You guys might know him. He actually has a YouTube channel. He is throwing some money at the Super Chat for the Horsepower Obsessed YouTube channel. So, guys, thank him if you haven't yet. He's I've talked to him a couple different times. He has a great channel himself. You want to check it out. It's called Great White North Corvette. I appreciate the support, man. I've seen you on here a bunch of times. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the support. And now you're even supporting the channel with the Super Chat. I love it, guys. We're really building a strong community of C8 Corvette lovers here. It's fantastic. Possibly holding on to mag ride for the Z06, maybe the Park Assist too. That is definitely a possibility. A lot of people have speculated that GM might be purposely limiting the mag ride for the base C8 so they have more for the Z06. It's possible they're doing that with the Park Assist too. I don't know. It's definitely possible. So, guys, like I said, this is the video I posted. If you want to go check it out, I'll see if I can actually play it here. all this video really is just Taj driving the C8 Z06. And like I said, this is a captured test fleet car, so it is that much closer to production. And he zooms in at one point here. You can see it is Taj sitting in that Z06, which is pretty cool. Like I said, it's interesting to see the head guys at GM and some of the engineers and whatnot getting behind the wheel and making sure that this thing works the way that it should. Scott Jarvie says, I'm hearing the captured test fleet process will be about a month in CV. Yeah. So, Scott, that's about the same production date that it took for the base C8. It was about 60 days later you really started to see the car. And that kind of lines up with some of the original speculation for when this car would be available. I was thinking August, September, possibly October at the latest. Those dates line up with that. Mike Hobbs says, I was at an auto show a few weeks ago, and the lady that ran the Corvette parts said that there were going to be a third option high wing, more like the C8R. Mike, I've been talking about that since before the C8 Z06 was even shown off. I didn't say that, I mean, obviously there was nothing confirmed at that point, but I just felt like we were going to have another wing option because the C8 Z06 looks a lot like the C8R, and minus the fact that there's that big wing on the back. I don't know. All right, so Brian Behringer says that he just read that the Z06 program has been canceled. That is false, Brian. That was a April Fool's Day joke / YouTubers that have taken their job a little too far with clickbait. The Z06 program is not canceled. It is more alive now than ever. There's actually captured test fleet vehicles that have just been spotted starting today, meaning that the car is that much closer to full production. So the Z06 is not canceled, guys. There is no canceling of the Z06. It was all April Fool's Day / clickbait. So whenever you see a video come out on YouTube on April Fool's Day, you can basically guarantee it is fake. But yeah. So for those of you who just tuned in, you can actually see Taj. He was spotted driving the Z06, a captured test fleet Z06. Just meaning that the car is that much closer to production. It is past the point of experimental, and it's past the crushed point of experimental cars. We are now to the point where these cars are captured test fleets, and they're actually sellable. So after GM's done testing these things and everything's good, you could actually buy this same Z06 that Taj was just spotted in if you wanted to. But anyway, guys, I'm going to turn over to the chat here. I want to see what you guys are thinking. Hoping for July start to production. Yeah, so Scott, I think late June, early July is pretty realistic. I think the first cars will start shipping around August or September. I think that that's not too far-fetched. Brian says, seriously, the cancellation of the Z06 is being reported everywhere. That's unfortunately the way that the world works with this stuff. They see one website that reported it, and then they just run with it. So this is one of the reasons why on my YouTube channel, I do not report about anything unless I've seen it from at least 2 different sources. Because the first source can definitely be wrong. But if 2 sources are reporting it that are both pretty solid sources, ones that I check on a regular basis, then I know that that is a pretty accurate piece of information. Sam Lopez says, hopefully more colors. I was kind of hoping that myself, Sam. I was really hoping for a green, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that. Mike, it was actually not Street Speed or any of the 717 crew, and that was actually not where I saw the clickbait stuff. All right, so guys, Grandpa Barney is now he's supporting Great White North Corvette, so that's awesome. This is exactly what I wanted to build with this live chat / community we have going on here. Grandpa Barney, who supports my channel, is now supporting Great White North Corvette's channel. And that's exactly what I want to do here. We have such a tight-knit community. We can all benefit and we can all help each other with news-related stuff, support, and all this stuff. So, great stuff. Michael Matarazzo says the production is rumored to start May 9th. That was the rumor originally. I think May 9th is actually the production date for the base C8. I don't know at this point that the Z06 is going to follow suit. I think it's going to start production a little bit later. I think it's going to be more like June or July before the Z06 starts production. But it is possible that it would start at the same time. It makes the most sense that it would start at the same time. But recently, GM released all the information about the 2023 C8 Corvette and purposely left out any information about the Z06. We thought we were going to get it all at the same time because that's the way it makes the most sense, but they didn't do it that way. So there's no guarantee that the production will start on May 9th just because that's when the base C8 starts. Shane says he's signing off. Thanks for tuning in, Shane. I appreciate your support. Scott says, Justin, I agree. Shipping in late July, early August is what I'm hearing from inside sources. That's what I've been hearing as well, Scott. In the beginning, I heard that it was going to be a little bit later than that. So I actually think that GM is ramping it up to be a little bit earlier because they really want to hit that summer 2022 mark. So I do believe we're going to see some of the early cars in July or August. 11-second Eclipse says, I want green so bad. I did too. I really, really thought we were going to get a green. Blue Vet says, Justin, have you decided on the color for your Z06? Yes. So it is very likely to be black. I was thinking it was going to be Carbon Flash, but they have confirmed you can only get the Carbon Flash on the Anniversary Edition, and I don't want to get the Anniversary Edition. So it is most likely going to be black, minus some last-second change that I would possibly push it over to hypersonic gray, but I'm thinking black is going to be where it's at. Drew says, thanks for the information, Justin. You're very welcome, Drew. Jason from Front Seat Driver is still here. Guys, if you haven't checked out Jason's channel, Front Seat Driver, head over there. He is constantly pricing out some C8 Corvettes at his local Corvette dealership. It's definitely an awesome channel to check out if you haven't seen it yet. Yeah, that was my big thing, is that the green just screams supercar. And that was my big thing, is like, you buy a green car and it is always a supercar. The green that comes to mind is the green on the Huracan. And of course, Lamborghini Huracan is a supercar. Sadly, the current political and financial crisis is delaying prices, I bet. You're probably right. Isn't it also annoying that they haven't released pricing yet? Yes, 100%. I didn't see a Z06 today, but I saw a really fast mouse. What? Oh, Mike Matarazzo. He brings all kinds of stuff to the table, including humor. No, I'm not going to be getting a yellow one, Mike. Did the wife concur with your color? Thought hypersonic gray was in the running. Hypersonic gray is in the running, and it is my solid second choice, but unless something really changes my mind in the future, it's going to be black. Future Sean, I'm not sure who you're talking about with that comment. Let me know who you're referring to. Mike Hobbs says, I heard 2 new colors possibly coming next model year. GM has brought us 2 new colors every single model year so far for this C8, so I think that's a real possibility. Justin, the problem with green is every time they bring it out in the Corvette, it is always a bottom 2 color and gets canceled. I agree, Scott, and I only agree because the greens that they're bringing are not the green that I'm thinking. Chevy actually has a Krypton green that they've used on the Camaro, which is pretty close to the Huracan color green that I'm referring to. If they would bring that out on a Corvette, I bet you it would not be at the bottom. Can't wait for people to start taking delivery of their C8 Z06. I agree. Hypersonic with red dipped interior. That would be where I would be at. I don't know if I would go for the entire dipped interior, but I would definitely have a red accented interior with the hypersonic if I do that. Van S wants to know why I wouldn't want a 70th anniversary edition. I'm not a big fan of just extra badging for the most part. It's really totally a personal preference. I have nothing against anybody who would choose the 70th anniversary. I just don't know that I want to go that route. Grandpa Barney just subscribed to Front Seat Driver, guys. This is exactly what I wanted to do with this channel. We're building such a tight-knit community. Front Seat Driver, Jason, he is one of my very close friends. You guys are going to see us on each other's videos and on each other's channels a lot. So if you like my channel, you're going to love his, and vice versa. So guys, definitely check out his channel. Any of the people in here I'm recommending, you should definitely check out because they're great people. Anybody who wants to come in here and support my channel, right off the bat, you are a good person, and I'm going to help you out the best that I possibly can. The Camaro Green did get, I don't know if it got canceled so much as they phased it out, because it wasn't a lack of popularity. They wanted to keep it a special kind of color, so they didn't want to kill it. Grandpa hit the like family. Great. Grandpa Barney, thank you. Guys, one last time, if you're enjoying the content, please smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking it so I can continue to create content like this. I really like the tight-knit group that we're creating here and the information that we're able to share with each other. It's fantastic. The more thumbs up you guys can give me, the more people that can be included in this, and just the better YouTube will circulate the video. So thumbs up if you can, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Jake says, I'm just tuning in. Can you fill me in? I can. So guys, any of you just tuning in, we have a couple different pieces of information. The big one, the C8 Z06 is not canceled. There is no canceling of that car. That was an April Fool's Day joke and something that some YouTubers went a little crazy with clickbait on. Z06 is not canceled. In fact, the Z06 just hit the captured test fleet vehicle status, meaning we're not far away from actually production ready Z06s. So that is the next step towards putting that car in your driveway. What's up? Protective Dad Pranks just joined. So guys, this is another guy who I am personal friends with. Protective Dad Pranks is doing a lot of Corvette content lately with Front Seat Driver, Jason. They both live down in Texas, and you will see both of them on my channel as well as me on their channels. So if you guys haven't checked out their channels, definitely do so. Protective Dad Pranks and Front Seat Driver. You guys will love their content. Brian Greer says, get Justin to 100 likes. Guys, please, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, please do. It really helps the channel. I know I say that all the time. It is 100% true, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click that thumbs up. Scott says that he was very shocked to see that the Z06 was canceled. It's not. So I'm sure you've already heard that, but it was just an April Fool's Day joke and something that some YouTubers went clickbait crazy with. It is not canceled. The Z06 is still very much so coming. Yeah, so guys, Protective Dad Pranks and Front Seat Driver and myself have some pretty interesting news coming for you very soon. You're going to want to stay tuned for this. Us three are going to be doing some big things together. Jeremy Smith says, when can we actually see the costs of the build of the C8 2023 Corvette Z06? I would imagine that is coming very soon. I would say at the absolute latest, probably by May. I would say probably even earlier than that, but I don't want to overshoot. Mark M5 says, is it even possible to get a Z06 or are they spoken for? Right now, it is pretty tough to find a dealership that would get you one, especially if you're looking for one at MSRP. I can point you in the direction of a dealership that will get you one at MSRP, but it could be years before you get it. Analog Kid says, some sites you click like right away. The ones you care about, I 100% agree, and I appreciate what you're saying there. Thank you for confirming the Z06 is not canceled, nor is GM killing it. Bad joke. Haha, my heart almost dropped when I saw some videos that were posted after April 1st. Yeah, so that was the big thing. The April 1st blogs that were posted were, okay, I get it, funny, I guess. Then we had some people actually posting the video after the 1st. So it wasn't even an April Fool's Day joke anymore. You did it specifically for the views and for the clicks. And that's where I have a problem with information like that. If you're gonna show that your channel is an informational channel, you gotta be informational. You can't be clickbaity. Mike Matarazzo. He says, can I order you a yellow one and wrap it shot green? Please, I'll put you in touch with Blackout Tinting PA. That's funny. This is one of the most epic American cars ever made. I agree. I think it is as well. Is Mike allowed to give you a delivery date? No, Carrie. He is, not only is he not technically allowed to, he can't, because he doesn't actually have any more information about it than we do at this point, unfortunately. Doug Hooks says he just subscribed to Front Seat Driver. Thank you, Doug. I know Jason appreciates it as well. You're going to love what we have coming for you guys. Protective Dad Pranks. Grandpa Barney has your channel now subscribed as well. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. This tight-knit community we have here, it is absolutely fantastic. So my wife is now, number 6 with the super chat today. She says, thank you, love, for all the great and accurate content. Keep up the great work. I'll stay your number 1 fan if you pick Hypersonic Gray. That's funny. So I don't know, guys. I put up the poll not too long ago, and I asked about Hypersonic Gray or black, and you guys said black. So I don't know. I can't go against the popular word here. So Protective Dad Prank says, what is the latest on Miami blackout tinting? I put out a video, shop update yesterday about it. You can definitely check out what's going on there. That's exactly why I wanted to do the shop update Saturdays, though. I wanted everybody to feel included. I wanted everybody to know any kind of updates that were happening there. Is blackout tinting a good place to get work done? 100%. 4-string fighter. I wish I knew who you were, but blackout tinting is the best place to get any of your detailing needs done. And honestly, check out the one in Miami. I'm part owner of that one, so you guys could come down there, say hi to me, and get some amazing work done on your cars. 4-string fighter says, please do not get Hypersonic Gray. I think you're going to have to fight that out with my wife. She really wants Hypersonic Gray. Scott Jarvie says, Justin, here's a color fact for you. In 2021, the 2 reds outsold the bottom 7 colors combined. 33% for Torch Red and Red Mist, and 32% for bottom 7. Yeah, I agree with that. There is a reason why every single Corvette I see is red. I don't know. I mean, you can't argue the facts. You really can't. But at the same time, I think there's a market for the green. I really do. William Richardson says he can't wait to unleash the beast after 500 miles. Yeah, that was probably the longest 500 miles I've ever experienced in my life. So I know exactly where you're coming from. He has a brand new C8 Corvette that he just got back from, I think you just got it, right, William? And he hasn't put 500 miles on it yet. Yes, Blackout is awesome. I've seen their work personally, and we'll be getting work done there in the future. 100%. Best American vehicle ever made. All right, guys, so we got number 7 for the super chat today. It comes from Future Sean. Guys, again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. The future super chats go right back into the channel, so anything you donate is greatly appreciated and will definitely go towards future channel growth. Future Sean says, thank you for all the info, Justin. You are literally the only person and speed phenom I get Corvette info from. The clickbait Corvette content creators need some lessons from a genuine person like yourself. I appreciate that, Future Sean. I have watched some of Speed Phenom stuff, and I do agree his is some of the better information as well. Unfortunately, with anything in life, you're going to have some of the good ones, and you're going to have to take the bad with the good, I guess. I really wanted to make this video today just because of the clickbait April Fool's Day stuff. I got a lot of questions about it, and I know a lot of you out there were really worried that the Z06 was canceled, and after looking through some of the information, it just blew my mind that anybody who wants to deliver Corvette information would do something like that. 108, keep smashing the like button, guys. I've been leaning towards Rapid Blue. Yeah. 11-second eclipse, I would love Rapid Blue on the Z06. Speed Phenom does have great info. Yes, he does. Protective Dad Prank says HPO is the best C8 news channel, let alone Corvette channel on YouTube. I appreciate that. So, guys, real quick, I'm going to take a break here. What I want to do, I actually want to talk a little bit about something you guys have seen a couple times on my channel. It's in the description down below. That's going to be the Ridge wallet. I know I don't really like pushing ads on you guys, so I wanted to make this a little bit more personal with the live video approach. I actually have two here. This is mine. This is my personal one. You can actually see one of my credit cards in there. And this is one that I have from Ridge that they sent me just so I could kind of demonstrate it for you guys. It is a much more updated approach to your typical wallet. And as you can see here, you can actually fan out your cards and select whichever card you want and then slide them all right back down in there. And the link in the description will actually get you 15% off of this. I know, again, I don't want to beat it down your throats that this is some sort of ad, but at the same time, I do want to make you guys aware of this thing because this is something that I've been using since before they approached me for doing ads for them. Now, one last thing I want to mention with this, and then we'll go right back to Corvette stuff, I promise, is the difference in the money clip versus the money strap. So you can actually put cash underneath here, or of course the cash right in the money clip right here. So guys, yeah, you're going to see a lot of stuff about these only because I believe in it. And again, I'm never going to try to sell you guys something that is junk. And even Mike Monterazzo in the comment section is going crazy because I have his wallet. He's going to be getting one of these very soon, and we're going to be making a video of it because the wallet that he has, you'll have to check out one of the older videos, but the thing was this freaking thick. I don't know how he even put it in his pocket, but he's got one of these coming his way as well. Guys, I have a bunch of these things, and this is one of the newer ones here. What was this called? I can't remember. But it is a really neat looking, it's a forged carbon fiber look with some white flake in there, and it looks really, really freaking good. Anyway, guys, that is it. If you want to check that out, the description down below, there's a link where you'll save 15%. For now, we're going to go back to the Corvette stuff, though. Like I said, I don't want to force ads down your throat. So what kind of questions do we have here? Mike Monterazzo says, you love my wallet. I don't. That thing was insane. Aaron says it's a Linguini. Yeah, Brett, they are actually RFID protected. So they will protect any kind of theft via RFID. They really are a fantastic wallet. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the ad on my channel before, and I'm not going to ever advertise for something that I don't personally believe in. I had been using a Ridge wallet for almost a year before they approached me about doing sponsorships for them. Before they wanted to sponsor my channel, I was using it myself. I had already purchased one. So it's stuff like that I want you guys to understand. It's not so much me just pushing it because they asked me to. I'm doing it because I believe you will literally love it as much as I do. Yeah, so Kerry says, Aaron did my C8 Corvette. He placed 4th in the competition of over 100 entries from all over the world. So guys, a little bit of a backstory on that. Kerry Glock just had his C8 Corvette done up at Blackout Tinting by Aaron, who is one of the PPF installers up there. He actually placed 4th overall in an XPEL competition of actual XPEL installations. So he is number 4 of over 100 different entries. So Blackout Tinting literally has the number 4 guy working for them. It's insane. He is. I've seen his installs. He's done it on my ZR1. He's working on a new vehicle for me right now. You guys will find out what that is very soon. But his work is fantastic. William says it's dinner time. Everybody, great show as always. Thanks for keeping the info up to good work. Okay, thank you, William. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm hearing the Z06 may not happen due to emission laws and wanting to go electric. So that was actually an April Fool's Day joke, guys. So for any of you just now tuning in, April Fool's Day joke / bad clickbait titles on YouTube. make people believe that the Z06 was canceled. It's not. It's moving forward. We're actually looking at, right there on the screen, a captured test fleet vehicle, meaning we are that much closer to production. Kerry Glock just subscribed to Front Seat Driver as well. Thank you. I know he's going to appreciate it as well. But you're going to definitely love that very soon, because we're all three going to be doing stuff together. Donovan says that he heard a rumor that they pushed production back till August. Is that true by chance? I have not heard that yet, but if that's the case, that could be legit. I'm going to wait a little while until we're well past the April Fool's Day to make sure that it's not anything influenced by that. But if it is true, you will see an update on my channel about that very soon. Guys, one last time, I want to just mention the Ridge wallet thing in the description down below. If you guys are interested in grabbing something that looks a little bit less traditional and a little bit more functional than your normal wallet, like I said, right here is mine. You can actually see my personal name right there. It's my debit card. But yeah, there's so many options out there. You can literally have this thing in whatever color you want, whatever texture you want. Check out the description down below. Other than that, guys, I think we've covered pretty much everything. So if you have any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer them for you. So I'm looking at nothing but the chat right now. So if you guys have any direct questions for me, let me know. We'll get some answers out there for you. Four String Fighter says, did you ever give any of the guys at Blackout a Ridge wallet? Maybe. I actually think maybe you might get one if you're good. So guys, what questions do you have for me for the C8 Z06, C8 Corvette? Let me know what you have. Otherwise, we're going to start wrapping this up if you guys don't have any questions. All right, I'm not seeing any questions coming in, guys, so I think we're going to wrap this up. One last time, if you could, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you guys are liking the content so we can keep making videos like this. I would really appreciate it. Clicking the thumbs up helps the channel in ways you guys may not even understand, and it's free. It just takes a single click. Hit that thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Good night, fam. Grandpa's out. All right, Grandpa Barney, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I will catch you guys in the next one. I think we're going to wrap this up. Thanks, everybody, for the super chats. You guys really help support the channel in ways you won't even know until you see the cars rolling in. So, guys, thank you again so much. Mike Matarazzo, thanks for tuning in. Kerry Glock, thank you guys all for tuning in. And Blue Vet, of course. I will catch you guys in the next live video.